And welcome to the Randy Savagery Show. Ha! We in the new studio, boy. I said I'd make it. I said I'd get here. I said I was coming. I said that nothing can stop me. And 2024, happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you did things with your family. Traditional things. Maybe not traditional things. I don't even know. Maybe it was a bad Santa type of holiday for you. But I'll tell you one thing. If you're here right now, you're about to hear about how mine was. All right. So as for Christmas, didn't do much. But as you guys know, I don't have a family. Like, I don't have kids or a girlfriend or a wife. And and then the family that I come from, right? They don't celebrate any holidays. They're crazy. So also, like, I guess I'm a little crazy. Like, I just don't really think about it, you know? It wasn't ingrained in my brain. But, so I didn't really do too much. I kind of just, like, I almost have, like, so anytime I've, like, been single around the holiday times, like, my protocol is just, like, wait for someone to maybe hit me up or, like, oh, they're like, how was your time or whatever? And I'm like, oh, it's good. And they're like, you're celebrating this? I'm like, no, I never have. And they go, you never celebrated it? I'm like, no, I grew up without it. Boom. Usually I get an invite over and I get to live as if it's my first Christmas all over again. I've probably done that. I've gotten I think I've gotten like 5 or 6 of those off. For real, 5 or 6. Some in the same day. You know what I mean? And I know what you guys might be thinking, like, oh, you're a liar. But you guys got to understand, this is a classic. What I did then is what is called a classic noble lie. I wasn't lying for me, ladies and gentlemen. I was lying for them. When you tell, in my scenarios, you know, like a 23-year-old beautiful white girl that she gets to throw a grown person their first Christmas, it's like it's their first Christmas. I swear to God, they're so happy. They're pulling out all the accoutrements. They got the stocking stuffers. They want you to eat every, like, traditional this, that, whatever. It's great. It's a fantastic thing. So I do it for them, guys, because it's kind of like when you lie to your kid for Christmas. When you say, like, Santa Claus and the elf on the shelf. You know, it's kind of wild. I feel like a lot of people don't think about this. That's like the first lie your parents tell you. That's the first time that you realize the CIA ain't about your well-being. No, but yeah, that, at least for me, that was like, I guess that was the first conspiracy. And you know, my mom, she always told me there was no Santa. But I do remember, I think I remember my father would say it. But then I feel like I remember him arguing with her, like, I'm gonna tell him that I don't care. I'm gonna say he's real. So I like vigorously, like, looking back down at my toys, like, I didn't hear that. So I, like, from an extremely young age, knew he wasn't real, but I would kind of, like, play it up, you know, for my papi. But the whole thing is that this year wasn't so lucky. Hey, and that's happened before too, you know. And for a guy like me, when you don't get that lucky call, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just like a normal day. You know what I mean? And honestly, they're all just normal days. You know? And if you're an adult and you super celebrate your birthday, you're kind of whack as shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, especially if you're a male. You really, you know what I mean, dude? That's that junk right there, bro. If you're a male and you're full grown, like past any college stuff, like, and you're super hyped on your birthday, I don't know. I just feel like you haven't worked a hard enough job or something. I don't know. I think it's weird. It's wild. But also, I didn't have birthdays, so maybe I'm just a bitter, sassy bitch about it. You know, I might not be the best person to give my opinion on. It's always going to come from the Grinch side of things. You know what I mean? I got Ebenezer Scrooge running through my blood. I Actually, I really did always like him though, because I kind of think I get these two things mixed up, but I feel like they're connected. Mary Poppins, beginning of the movie, there's a part where this kid's like, I want to feed the birds. And this old man that has real Ebenezer Scrooge vibes, he's like, you want to feed the birds, the tuppets. And he sings this like song all about money and you need to cash the coin. I don't know. But I always thought like, dude, that's Ebenezer Scrooge right there. And I like what he's talking about. And it made a lot of sense to me even then. Yeah, bro. Stop feeding those dirty birds. Oh my God. Like that kid, that's a kid right there that blows through like $1,000 of his mom's money on Robux. Like that is what that was. That's those annoying. I never did that. Yo, I've fed birds. I'm not a sicko. It's not like I don't like birds. You feed them a little bit and you move on. You do it maybe 3 times in your life. You do it if maybe you're sad or something. It's like something you should do a part of your sadness, like listening to sad songs after a breakup, which is fucking retarded. But that's what it's for, bro. That little kid was like, I want more money to feed the birds. Nah, I'm with Scrooge on that one, dude. The tuppets matter. Every tuppet. From 1 to 1 million for real. It is crazy, dude. Like, money, like the paper itself is nothing, right? And even the little values or whatever, not much. But what it represents in this country, dude, oh my God. It's Mother Mary here, dude. Like, it is, you can be the worst trash garbage human. Like, you can be fighting all the time, not take care of your kids. You can be getting arrested all the time. But if you have a large enough bank account, every single person will excuse you. Like everyone it's insane in this country. And they excuse you. They literally do it just because let me hit the start. Huh. They could rip off a family member of their own's head to just get a taste of a little bit of that cash. They're so cash hungry. It's insane. And it makes me wonder how insane it must be like when you're way mad wealthy and every single person you start meeting has like that bug. They're bit. And you can't even blame them because you were bit before you were rich. You know what I mean? Oh, we're all bit. And oh my God, that must really stink. If I had like millions and millions of dollars, true money, not $1 or $2 million either. You know what I mean? I'm talking like downtown Manhattan where like I own 6 of the units out of like the $40 billion complex kind of thing. Like that Russian oligarchy money. You know what I mean? That big the cash where they're probably just storing cash there. They might just be like, I don't know what they're doing. I always be wondering that, but that really does be going on. Y'all should look into that. People will buy like $1 million apartment in New York, and they'll buy 6 or 7 of them, and they're never even there. Maybe they're there like 3 or 4 times out of the year. I don't know. It depends on the setup, because like if you're doing this in Florida, this is where we see this a lot in Michigan. People do this same thing like in Florida. But in Florida, I think you can only stay a certain amount of days. You got to do the other days in Michigan, and then you pay like super low taxes. It's not a scam. It's not a scheme. And I actually learned about it from what's his name? I forget his the guy who owns Meyer. While I was working construction, Birmingham, Michigan, right? Modern day slaving for them. But homeboy walks out of the coffee shop. Dig that. Says that. Hits me with a little bit of that. And it's just really apparent that, like, money, I don't know if it's always been this way. It didn't really feel this way, but it could have just been because I was young and didn't have a job. But money is the religion. That is it. Like, we don't do church or God. I do. You know what I mean? I love it. But sometimes I feel like I love it more just like ritual, you know? I might even love it. If you guys are interested in increasing the dopamine in your brain, right, for an affordable cost, why don't you make sure that you get it from Kratom Spot? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. KratomSpot.com is the most affordable place to get your Kratom. If you're interested in utilizing Kratom, right? And if you don't use it now, don't start using it. We're not promoting that. But if you like to go to a gas station and waste your money, spend extra bucks, quit doing that and go online and go to KratomSpot.com. All right? Use Kratom Spot. More because it's just kind of counter to what I see a lot from my age group, but we don't really do it though. But what I'm trying to say is what we truly believe in though, like what we would like slit our firstborn's neck right about to, you know what I mean, on the mountain. What we would do all those things for, it's definitely not a doctrine or like a learned about being. It is for that cash-ola, money bags, or resources, right? It's not really about the money. Like I said in the beginning, the pieces of paper, none of us care about the paper. Sometimes you might be showing that part off because it's representative, but it's just paper. But the acquiring of assets, there's something so viscerally comforting about when you sit with your assets. When you're on top of your mountain, dude, and you got like you got the best job you ever had, you're making the most cash you're ever making, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're hustling, your house is the nicest. When you are sitting there for those moments, just for moments too, it feels so secure, so good. And then if you're smart, you know, one of us, instantly the fear of someone taking it away, you losing it, or you fucking it up and losing it, giving it away, creeps in. And then a new feeling of like, oh, I must protect all my stuff and I must acquire more to really fortify the things that I already have, dude. It is a sickness. It's a sickness. It's crazy, dude. It's like overeating, right? It's like, you know, if you eat an apple and like a steak and keep eating apples and steak, it's real hard to overeat that. Like if something happens in your brain where you're like, oh, this tastes like this is more hard to chew and get down than it is to enjoy. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me break something down to you. When you go and you get yourself a delicious mastacholi with cheese, and you get yourself a delicious mastacholi with noodles, and it's so oily, it's so buttery. When it hits your mouth, it just slides down all the way into your gullet. I feel like I could just pull a thing and just keep eating it and feeding me until I explode, dude. And like your mouth pleasure of those items of food, it will like overdrive your cognitive know-how to regulate your own consumption. And money in a culture like America, oh my God, does it breed a version of that, dude? I mean, it's insane, dude. Like, I know people, I don't know them personally, right? Because if you see my jewelry, it's just this little leather thing that a rave girl gave to me. But, you know, there was a gentleman in Detroit, right? Went by the name of Hutch Jewelry. He was a person, I don't know him or whatever, but know of him, whatever you want to call it. But I know people, right, where money is so powerful, right? Where you're running $1 million in the profits business, selling stones, you're selling fine metals. It's something that's been done forever. But because money is so powerful, 2020 hits, and the PPL loans, I think, or PPP loans, they hit, they drop, right? And people start committing fraud. They start stealing from the govy, as they should. I mean, I don't know. Hey, if you do it, you get caught, you go to prison. You deserve it. But I'm saying the government. But they start stealing, though, right? They start stealing. This man who's in millions of dollars in the profit, he chooses to take money that he knows is dirty from what kind of clients? Hip-hop ones, right? Ones involved in a quasi-industry such as rap, hip-hop. It has long been known to have illegal activities intertwined into legal activity. It's a dirty thing, right? He knowingly takes the cash. Then the FBI busts him. They're throwing 25 years at him. They're lying at him. They always lie at the white boy. They lie. They're scared of shit. Or the black, anybody, any newbie, really. But they say, you're 50, you're going to do 25. That's what you want to do? Start singing like a canary now, right? So first off, he's already he's facing a 25-year sentence. He never really would have done that. Hutch, idiot. I wish you would have called one of the people that you talked to, Salta. Her first-time offense, he would have committed fraud. He definitely would have had to do 5 years minimum. He would have been out. He would have had the beautiful life. But what he decided to do was to start telling on every associate. Wow. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets kind of salty because if anything, I'm not an establishment guy, but I'm good with the rules. Yo, I'm in this building because I'm good with the rules. I can find information, follow protocols, and I have no problem usually getting what I desire within the system. But they went with it out the system. The other way. He snitches on all of them. Hutch then gets shot 27 times in the chest, right? Now, whole case closed with it being a botched robbery from a crackhead. And it's wild. And this is the part of the story that I found wild. And I'm no journalist, ladies and gentlemen, but I do like to dabble. I like to pick things apart. And I'll tell you this. During the horrible atrocity, the homicide, R.I.P. Hutch, sitting right next to him was his wife, who did not get harmed at all. So in a botched robbery, this woman doesn't get a scratch, and he gets shot 27 times. Now, I am no copper. But if this was a movie, that was a hit, because Hutch was a snitch, and he was snitching on all the rapper. And it's just so wild to me to see that the media, like, it's such a bullshit story. It's such a garbage story, right? It's obviously wrong. Like, you guys should be just ashamed of yourself to even close the cameras at the end of that night. It's just bullshit to me that, like, they get to run with that, close it, and then they won't hire me because I don't have the college education that is required. But, like, you guys hire the guys that do, and they can't require the truth out of the story. They can't even, what they left it at, I can understand if maybe it was more like sensational and you're doing it for the clickbait. No, it was a worse story. They're lazy. And I'm not lazy at all. And this is how I see it. I just think that it's unwise because people like me that like we don't have that piece of paper, but because of that, we diligently studied the market, what it took to do those positions. Like a person like me will probably work longer for a little bit less than those other people that are going to not work as hard at all because they feel like they have the highest entitlement. I don't even feel like I should be in the door. You know what I mean? And getting in the door, sitting there, specifically Fox, and then like both of the anchor people telling me I did so good, like talking to each other with smiles, just because this one was not even because of that. This one was because of a felony. Because of my felony, right? Possession of narcotics, 2015, I couldn't work there, dude. It's crazy. By the way, it was weed. Weed's legal. It's so stupid. It's like, I don't know. I'm bitter. Can you tell? I'm salty. But I talk about it all the time. And I think it's not that I'm salty. I think if I talk about it enough people hear it enough, it'll change. You know what I mean? I think more people will catch them doing dog shit reporting, like going live at a shooting and not being at the right spot and then saying shit on air. You can't say shit on air, dude. You're with Fox. Prestigious company, dude. You know what I mean? Trump's road doggy. And you're going to just be garbage. You can't even turn the camera off at that moment. I don't know. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. We talk it out, though. We talk it out. We bullshit it out. Hey, man, that's kind of a negative part, but I got lots of goods, yo. I got a lot of stuff in the works for this year, man. I really, I'd say like the last 3 months of the other year, I really put in that work to be, I'd say, as close as possible to bringing you guys the highest quality, highest production, comedy, most views, most swag. Give me it all. You know what I mean? Pump the TikTok. You know what I mean? Bringing the heat, motion, pressure that I've been so far, right? And, I mean, it's so crazy because I be looking at numbers that are so beyond, and I think I'm trash. But, like, when you guys start going out in the market and, like, seeing what other, like, organizations are selling themselves on, their views on, dude, it's insane. Like, and the value, your jaw will drop, bro. God damn. It's crazy because you're sitting there broke, and you don't even know what you're worth. And then you'll see what you're worth. You're like, oh, God, that's what I'm worth. And that really is what it is. You know what I mean? Like Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he ain't rich off any of us using that. Like, he's rich off the data. He literally got rich off of something they didn't know was going to be valuable. That's not why he started it. He wanted to create something that was like, just had a lot of people using it. Probably he wanted to be, I can see how it made him feel popular. You know what I mean? He's a little geeky boy. But he made the billions off of this thing called data sets and data brokerage. A whole industry behind the scenes of those little, you know what I mean, like school fight videos that you love, of those booty shaking TikTok videos that you love. There's a whole industry behind it that's literally people are making millions of dollars at a time. They're gathering everything that you like, dude. They're gathering it all up, man, and they're selling it as a set to some app company that says, find big booty Latinas in your area. I'm telling you, or I heard. That's what I heard. But I'm telling you, it's real deal, and it's only gonna get worse with AI, actually. Like some of like the webinars I've been in lately, because I've been trying to, like, I feel like I'm getting the most answers that I need from actual like case studies, just to look and read through the case study with the data. Like 2023, on that side of the industry, I don't like to tell you guys that much because no one else does. That's the only reason, guys. Honestly, I would tell you guys everything, but I notice Joe Rogan doesn't talk about it. Shane Gillis doesn't talk about it. Nobody talks about their agent. Nobody talks about their manager. So guess what, y'all? The fuck you think this is, bro? Ain't no snitching ass thing. I can operate. If that's what we doing, I ain't no dummy. I'll operate. I don't really know why, because all the info is there. It just takes a long time to get to it. But anyways, yeah, dude, it's going to get way worse with AI. Bro, our ads are going to get so crazy targeted. They already are. You know what I mean? They already will tug at your heartstrings. But I was watching the Real Ass podcast on Gas Digital Network. Shout out to Gas Digital. And I forget exactly what he said, but there was this moment. He was like talking about something bad or whatever. And the way he was like, literally, my fans are going to think da-da-da-da-da. And then 2 seconds later, go grab like a slice of pizza. I'm not fucking around. I was maybe 2 bites into that piece of pizza when I realized how, like, down to the point his analytics must be, because he's constantly looking at his analytics. You know what I mean? So he, like, made a quick off the cuff quibble off of the data he's been looking at when they're choosing blah, 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 blah. Can't tell y'all. You know what I mean? But it's wild, dude. It all, you know what? It always makes sense though. And I'll tell you guys one thing. I was never, when I got into all this, I was never one of them people that goes, they just get lucky, dude. They post it, and she's hot. She shakes her ass, dude, and then she gets 1 million likes. I never thought it worked that way. I knew it didn't work that way. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because it wouldn't make any dollars, dummy. I knew that. Yo, from day one, I knew it was a pay-to-play, right? Ever since MySpace died, the whole thing died. We've been in the multiverse since then, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Paul was right. It's been fake ever since then. Fake news, bro. It is. But that fake becomes real, and that's what's wild. That's actually what is the most mind-blowing, right? I want you guys, and go ahead and leave that in the comments, right? So go, right, right down below there, and leave it in the comments. Have you guys noticed digital parts of life blending into real parts of life, right? And I'll give you guys an example that I experienced. So, right, I don't know how far back, but Gaza attacks Israel. The world's in an upheaval, right? So during that period of time, you guys might know, I live smack dab in the middle of a little version of that. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Those Jews, for some reason, decided to move to the beautiful West Bloomfield. And then the people that hated them decided to move right next door to Bloomfield and Dearborn. I'm not kidding, y'all. You think I'm bullshitting? I'm not bullshitting. They flew like 1 million miles away from their home to be right next to the people that they flew away to be away from. How funny, right? All right, anyways. So after that little attack happens, and by the way, what they did at that rave, not cool. Fuck off. And I'm for like the down people, but yo, not a rave. That's Swamp City. But yeah, they're like those people started fighting in my neighborhood, right? All right, let me just break it down. So I do a little journalism here and there or whatever, I'll run around with the camera. And I heard there was like a pro-Palestine you see, that's the whole thing. What would you even call it? It's not like a rally or anything. They're not saying like they were just celebrating the death of the Jews for real. It wasn't like a free Palestine thing. It was just a celebration out there. Obviously, being a morbid I am, I had to see what was going on. Boop, shoot out to the airborne. It's fun, right? It's like they're wilding. And it is kind of like, I was like, dude, you guys are wilding because like the Jews that they were murdered. Flash, pause, forward, about an hour. Guess what happens, yo? Starts getting dark. The Hasidic Jews show up. The Hasidic Jews show up across the street like just talking shit. I don't know. They weren't breaking the rules either because you're allowed to do that. I don't know, dude. We all saw it. It's like it just happens, right? In America, we're always allowed to like speak our freedoms, congregate, talk. And then the people who hate us, they're allowed to do the same thing. They're allowed to do the same thing right next to us, right? And shit starts getting wild, bro. And guess what? I don't know who throws the first one, but somebody hits a curly Q, knocks them in the nosy, goes down, shit gets wild. I take off, right? Because if I've learned one thing in those scenarios, I always leave. Backwoods and Bonfire, they started shooting at the end. What did I do? I was in my car when they started shooting because I always leave. I get the footage. I get what I need. I flirt with a little honey if I can, right? And then I'm out of there. Because I'm going to tell you guys what. My dad told me something when I was real young. He said, Randy, in life, be good and be gone. And I loved it. And it struck a part of my soul. You know what I mean? I think people that stay too long are always not wanted. And I also believe those who are kind of aloof, they are wanted more. You live in a big-ass city, You don't want to be around 1 million people, bro. But if you live in a small-ass country town, you value those people because you don't get as much time. See what I'm saying? And, like, another thing that pops in, because this was wrong, like, a lot of things that pop in people's head be like, oh, so you just doing it to get that? Oh, you a pick-me type nigga. Like, no, that's not what it is, right? It's operating in life in a way that elicits a response. If you want something out of life, you got to do something out of life, right? No matter what that is. Like, if you're a fucking junkie, bro, and you're going to shoot fentanyl, you're going to get, like, death, destruction, or whatever it brings. I don't know. Maybe a good movie career, though.
I'm going to talk to you guys today about online-therapy.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I used to have a therapist in IRL out there. I used to have one, and I had her for years, okay? She was very near and dear to my heart and also helped me get through many challenging scenario situations, staying sober, clean, and on the right track. You guys want to know something? Once I found out about online-therapy.com, you know what I did? I picked up the phone. I picked it up and I said, hey, therapist, suck off. All right? Peace. That's what I did, ladies and gentlemen. Then I slammed the door. I walked out of there and I never looked back. I love getting my therapy online, and you guys will too. Make sure that you sign up with online-therapy.com. Make sure you tell them that Randy Savagery Show sent them your way.
But you know, you go to the church, you're going to get churchy stuff. You're going to get in the world of what you want out of life, how high you rise, luck, determination, ruthlessness, love, compassion. It's all of it. It's a mixture, you know what I mean? And like, you really gotta, oh, and I could be wrong, by the way. What the fuck do I know? But I really feel like you gotta live your life towards your goal. Like, don't do it towards what we talked about in the beginning, the money, your religion. Don't do that. Really don't do that, dude. I don't think that's a good move. But I could be wrong, too, because I think about those people that just mold to whatever they do. But I think you go after what your goal is, and you find where the money is in that goal. You don't wait for someone to pay you. You don't wait for someone to offer you shit. You literally have to look at the industry, and you have to see the mechanisms where either someone could get paid because there's a flaw, there's not something there, you could fix it, or an established way of payments, expenditures, services, and you get in it. You know what I mean? You find out why you are valuable, and then you push it hard. And you got to, and like, I don't know, because it can definitely be annoying, but maybe I'm annoying, but like, I, like, with no fear in my heart or anything will viciously make sure people know before, if I just meet them, like, you're going to know that I own the Randy Savagery Show at minimum, even if you know it just to tell me that it sucks. I don't know, but I have to. And this is why, because every single thing that I'm involved in can have a tax write-off on it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It can have a tax write-off. I fucking know. It's like living in the tax write-off matrix, ladies and gentlemen. If your business is a part of the situation, there's probably an allocation of funds that can come back your way. Little bit of free tea. Damn, I'm giving you guys too much. I might have to cut that one and leave that on the Patreon. I don't know yet. I don't fucking know. I decide whatever I want with it, right? If I want to make one, I make one. If I don't, I don't. But it's worked so far. I literally love you guys. Maybe, but that's probably why it's worked so well. You guys remember even from like the first episodes when I was alone, like, I can talk to you guys like you're sitting right in front of me in a like 700 seat venue in Rochester. No, yeah, dude. I feel like I always made that real connection. Like, I can talk to you guys for hours because that's what was important to me from the beginning. The Savages. Creating our community, dude, where we can have holidays. Or we can not have holidays and we can make up holidays. We can do whatever you want. Because we're savage with it. We're very aggressive with it. And that's why I got donations. Remember? From the beginning. Maybe month 3, I think it was like a $300 donation on Cash App from this white lady. It was so awesome. She sent me the money. Then she hit me up on Instagram and like never have gotten any money, right? And I'm kind of cocky, by the way. So I took the position like, oh, I thank you, you know. More to come. But she like broke down that like, so she didn't even listen to my podcast. I guess her daughter listened to my podcast. Her daughter was this mulatto, mixed girl, and she was, I guess, like, she was considering killing herself, which I guess is normal, actually, even though she's so young, which is normal for the kids. They're broken. But her claim was, like, I had this episode. It's called I'm Dominican, Not Black. She said after listening to that episode that it made her feel a lot better about herself. And she didn't do that. And she told her mother and seeked out the help or whatever. Ooh, that one pulled at me heartstrings. Loved it. Those were, so like that was like a solidifying moment for me. Even though it was a donation, it felt to me like beautiful capitalism, true capitalism, what they wanted in the beginning for this country, embodied in a moment. Like the message that I presented, not me, dude, because I'm nothing. But the message I presented for that little girl at that moment, you know, it helped save her life. And I got paid for it too. It wasn't just free. Literally, she gave me money because she felt grateful for it. That is like what got me, you know, hooked on the train, baby. Hooked on it all, guys. Bringing you hundreds of episodes, thousands of hours, and thousands of Patreon hours, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Patreon. Speaking of it, make sure you guys go subscribe to my Patreon. Listen, you think what I say on here is risque? Cunts. Nah. Go to the Patreon, dude. Listen, that's where it really goes down. That is what, bro, I start every episode with the hard N. Hard N word. I start it that way. That's just how I kick it off. Hard N. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You won't know until you go sub. And by the way, guys, it's free to sub for, I think, 5 days. 5 days. So you can probably blow through all of it and leave. You know what I mean? Not even pay me. But go sub. Enjoy your free 5 days. Stay. Stick around. You know what I mean? Grab a tier. Leave a comment. Leave a 5-tier Patreon comment, and I'll read it. I'll read it literally no matter what. I don't know about that. I'm not going to, like, say something that will make them take me down. Like, you know, the COVID-y stuff and all that crap. But I'll say whatever, you know. We can go trans. We can talk about sucking or whatever you want to do. But make sure you pay the money. Leave that comment. And if you don't, whatever, just keep watching. Fuck it. But yeah, guys, so 2024. Right now it's not mine, but I'm in this new studio. This is my studio now. This is all mine now. No, but I'm recording at the Media Network. And shouts out to them for allowing me to express my creative progression here. And it's cool. It's really cool. I love it, dude, because, you know, I love making podcasts with OZs, one of my greatest friends. You know what I mean? Yin and yang. I'm a little blue. He's a little red. But I also feel like I am extraordinarily powerful and I don't need any person. You know what I mean? I need no one. I can talk to myself. I get a full conversation with myself. No, it's a different dynamic that when you are completely alone speaking to yourself. And I like bringing it to you guys. I think that there are some of my hottest bangers, like my episode talking about Will Smith when he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. A lot of my hottest bangers, I'm alone. Because, guys,
when you self-reflect, guys, when you self-reflect, when you look inside,
when you do self-reflection, it's good for you. You know, these devices we have, they're built to distract us. That's literally why they're there. And they do. So we get a lot less time like, how are you doing? How are you, Randy? How do you feel? And talk about like what you actually did. We're just kind of autopiloting. I mean, guys, ask yourself, how many days now have you just woke up, dealt with your little badass kids, you know what I mean? Send them off their way or whatever, had to run out the door, then eat with your little single ass mom, looking ass, get in the car, get to work. You don't think about work. You're back home, and you couldn't even tell me any of the activities that happened. Huh? Ask yourself. I bet you'll be surprised. A lot of us are just going on autopilot, and it's not bad, but what I guess I just asked myself, like, it's not extraordinary either. And if I could choose to do things like, you know, push where I'm in this beautiful, you know, this is a television studio, guys. This is literally, I'm in a television studio is what this is. You know, this is not a podcast room. This is a television studio, but I have access to a podcast room as well. Equipment, tons of things that I'm going to probably be able to bring to you guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to play it by ear. And also, my ideas, my projects, my skits, my videos are going to have to be compelling enough. They're going to have to be valued enough by my peers. And that's the way I like it, you know? I like that system where as long as it stays organic, you know? But when people go, hey, that's not interesting enough, or they feel viscerally excited about an idea or a project, because the sky really is the limit when it comes to possibilities now. Like think about a retard like Mr. Beast, that psychotic fuck, dude. You know what I mean? You can go from living in your car to cracking the algorithmic code to, you know, boom. And then he was making $30,000 a month or whatever. The classic pyramid scheme can really happen now. It can really happen for you, dude. But the statistics are against you guys, right? You'll never, honestly, if you ask me, you'll never fucking make it. You're going to be losers forever. Stay in the cog. You know what I mean? Roll around that wheel, that machine. Being cool like me and doing hard-nosed things like fucking, you know, having 10 fucking jobs because you have to go do stand-up comedy at night and you won't fucking keep a job, like a good-ass job, because you're like, all right, I'll just get a new one. And like, you know, spending copious hours learning about search engine optimization, ads, and fucking marketing. Then maybe, just maybe, you might be a little bit further, like me, because I ain't made it. Ladies and gentlemen. That cool guy I was talking about, that ain't even me. I'm a fucking loser. I'm a loser too, bro. I literally go to work tomorrow, 9 to 5. I had to go to work today, 9 to 5. But it's the goal though, right? You know? At least for me. I don't know. This is how I see it. I would rather just be dead or I'll make it. That's why I know I'll make it. And at least so far, you know, I've proven I'm pretty good at it, dude. Like, high school was just a normal fatty, like I kind of am now. Took second, classic physique, bodybuilding, you know, literally soared to the top of that division. All that, dude. And I did that literally how I'm doing this. It's just because I just learn, fail, and then refuse to quit. I don't care about the repercussions of like what will happen if I don't have enough resources, because I don't have a family, really is what it is. And I mean, like, I got enough survival skills where I'm not going to die, so I don't really care. And that's actually how I like it. That is how I like it, ladies and gentlemen. Because the other way, I don't know. You know what's really funny? Since I quit construction, started my podcast, and have had many different jobs, many different hats, I haven't been homeless or hungry or missed a payment. Like, I have pulled it off by the hair of the chin, dude. And y'all don't even know. It's so, like, but I have done it, you know? And it's weird because when you sit on the other side of always doing it, it's like, well, you did always do it. And your lifestyle has stayed the same, but you have been able to, like, chase your true goals, like what you want to make money off of and what you love doing, which is, I think, the American dream. I think that's the one they taught me. The Pursuit of Happiness, The Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know. Y'all different now. Everything's different now for you guys. You know what I mean? I say that because, you know, my demographic is, 17 to 26. That's my highest viewer point. Men and women and non-binaries. Ooh. Yeah, y'all different, you know, because you guys, like, I see, this is what I see. You guys literally, you get off collectively on agreeing collectively. Like, to agree with each other on a corporate level is, like, cool and sachet. Like, oh, are you wearing your mask? Oh, my God, did you say they didn't wear their mask? Like, it's not cool to do what you're told, dude. And, yo, I'm not even saying, like, because I don't got a dog in the fight. I'm, like, letting you guys know, like, if aliens were watching, they'd be like, those are the nerds. They're doing what they're told. Like, innovation never happened from doing what you're told. Nothing great was invented. Nobody ever changed nothing. Doing what you're told will literally get you nothing extraordinary. But you are literally the glue for our society. Like, you're the most important piece. You're the many, many pieces that make the whole thing move. And I value you. And literally, I know people that they are that. They know they're that, and they love it, and they accept it. And I think all the time, why can't I be like you? How do you just go to your work and shut your brain off? And I literally wish I had that. They have beautiful children. Oh, my God. La familia. But I was actually talking earlier to, I don't know if it's producer or whatever, but helper. I don't know. My producer that I was telling him, because he was telling me that, like, you know, this is his first time doing the Santa thing and not working, right? He's used to being a war dog out there, getting to the bucks, media dog. And I said it to him. I was like, yo, if I was, like, I listened to him and he sounded sad. And I was like, yo, if I was you, fuck that. Get back out there. Like, I would get back out there. If I feel the compulsion, I would go. I'm gonna go. And I wish I was the other way. I've tried my whole life. Like, I wish I could, like, just be like, this security feels so good. And is so responsible that I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stay with my fat wife. I'm gonna be there every Sunday for my piss poor attitude kids, and I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna listen to Sebastian. He's gonna rub my bald head, and I'm gonna swallow it every single week. Like, I just don't. I literally, I'm telling you guys, like, I'm the bitch. I'm the pussy. I'm the one that go, I can't do it. Fuck this place, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. And I never have been able to ever since my first boss. My first boss was this beautiful 350-pound Chaldean man, but he had ocean blue eyes. I mean, like, beautiful like a painting. You know what I mean? Like a cartoon-esque, gross-esque Jabba the Hutt dude. And I was a host, right? Just greeting people like, oh, hi, coming to Big Boy. So, like, I guess, dog, and I was 13. Dog pulls me in the back and says, you touch your face too much. You work around food, you cannot be touching your face. You touch your face too much. And he wasn't wrong either. That's another thing. A lot of times they're right and I'm just on my bullshit. But I didn't really know that. And then I realized I do touch my face too much. And then it was like a thing where I was like, oh, dude, now I'm touching my face too much, right? And I just quit. He, like, called me in the back 2 more times, got louder every time. 3rd octave, and I was like, all right. I was like, I quit. And he was like, what? He was so shocked at it. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this shit. And I didn't say shit, though, because I didn't swear. But I was out, baby. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm not doing this. And I even felt that way at that moment. Like, yo, if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing at minimum, if I'm not actually working towards my thing, if this ain't enjoyable, bro, I'm out. There's no way you're going to keep me around. You're not going to talk shit about, bro, you're right. I touch my face too much. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do, man? Because I'm touching my face and I'm greeting people with a smile. And you know I am. You know I am. Oh, what was his name? I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh, his name was Whale. Is that hilarious? Yeah, his name was Whale. I always thought that was so funny. So funny. Shouts out to Whale. There's no way that dude's alive. There's no way. If he is, I apologize because I know that he was one of my mom's clients. And if she's your financial planner, I apologize, Whale. But you were fat. Fat is a real thing, nigga. Like, it's not what's it called? An opinion. Your BMI, too massive. You know. Fucking. That's enough. What's with that, dude? Why do you kids these days want to follow the rules? You want to follow the rules. You want to complain when rules are followed. And then you want to get, like, attention for, like, complaining. It's crazy. That's the thing that's backwards. So, guys, I was in high school. We had weird shit, too, right? It was called different words, but it was the same stuff. Y'all call it trans. We called it the scene. Y'all call it pansexual. We called it, like, the bi boy, like bi boys or whatever. It's all the same bullshit, right? But this is why we were cool. Because when we walked into school and we had girl pants on that were too tight, right? Because we thought it was cool. We were captured by whatever it is that was our media. And our teacher said, you got girl pants on? What the hell are you doing? You look like a freaking girl. And everyone laughed. We turned to the teacher and we said, at least I still get girls. And sat down, bro. You had, dude, or you said, I look better than any girl does in these days. Bro, we learned to come back at them, to defend ourselves, and to also accept that we're a freak. You knew you were a freak. Bro, you could see your junk popping out of everything. Like, this is freak behavior. So we know we're freaks. We know we're going through a weird thing and we're trying to identify to this subculture that is popular. But we didn't try to like it would be wild if a student would be like, whoa, Mr. Berkman, you can't say that about his jeans. There's no such fucking thing as girl jeans. Yeah, man, there's like that, bro. That was not it. And that's the part that got y'all fucked up. Got y'all fucked up. You know it too, and you know I love you. You guys are literally my largest viewers, all right? So you know I love you. But some maybe to look at, some to think about. Why you guys do that? Why you gotta do it? You know what I mean? It's actually cooler when the establishment doesn't like what you're doing, when they don't comply with it. And then you're counterculture, dude. You're revolutionary. You're not a cog in the trendy machine, you know what I mean? It's just sad, guys. It's sick. It's sick. Sick world. You want to know what else I think is sick? Or not sick, but it's kind of funny. So, like, on Tinder or Facebook dating, whatever, maybe Bumble, I don't know. But there's a section called pansexual, right? Y'all, pansexual, I got to fill you in on what that is, just so you know. That is the 2024 version of goth. It's a goth chick. Dude, it's goth and Wiccan chicks, bro. It's all chicks. It's all women. And, like, or biological females. And, like, they got, like, a crazy, like, mullet bob cut, you know what I mean? Piercings, my life is death. And then it says, like, he, him. And that's it. Fat chinga. I mean, all woman, bro. Isn't that wild? So just so you guys know, if you're out there, don't be afraid of that section. That section is not, I thought it was something different. I thought what y'all think it is. And what I'm telling you is that is where, like, the freaky girls lie. That's where the weirdo girls are now. The Magic the Gathering sweethearts, the ones that play Pokemon, and we're into anime. Everyone's into anime now. But when I was a high schooler. Everyone was not into anime. Only a select few. Maybe there was always maybe like a few Asian kids were into it. There was always one black kid that loved it. He was like a samurai in his own right, you know? But it wasn't like it was today with the Comic-Con. I mean, TikTok pushes Funko Pops and all of that in front of your face. Like, it's a whole vibe now. Back then, to do it was to be weird. Only children did it when we were coming up. Like, you were 11, you played with those things and you cared about them. To then bring them back out and adapt them to part of your day, like 16, 17, 18, 19. You're carrying around your Yu-Gi-Oh cards? And nobody's TikToking about it. There's no viral attention. The only attention is like someone going like, freak, take that witch shit off, bitch. Like, that's it. That was the real deal. That was when it was real, guys. Our shit was raw, dude. And I know I hate that I sound like this, dude. But I don't see any other way so far. And if you guys see another way so far, go ahead and leave it in the comments. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, my younger slides, my legits. Put it in the comments, man. Yo, if I'm wrong and you guys are packed with counterculture, you're not just following what your TikTok trend wants you to. You're not just doing the dance that you see. You're not just trying to get likes, expressions, clicks, and feel vindication through that. And you really are part of like real groups, real counterculture, real freaks and geeks out there. Leave it in the comments. Leave it and invite me, dude. Because that's my thing, yo. I love all that, bro. I remember when I was 20, what was I think I was 24. I went to the Potawatomi Pokagon Band native res, y'all. Straight res dog life. I just did it. I went there. I drove like 4 hours, went to powwow weekend, because I was like, nobody on this shit. This sounds wild, bro. And I literally didn't leave for 2 years. They got me. If you guys read any of those books, how they take the Americans, you know what I mean? They got me. They had me, guys. Wow, that Native American lifestyle is something else, y'all. And it's not what you think. It's not feathers and it's not Pocahontas and like lead with all the colors of the moon. It's not that, y'all. What it is though is that res dog cash. So if you're a Native American and you're a federally recognized tribe, you get a thing called a per cap, right? And I've said this before, so this ain't even free game. Y'all should have been on this if you ain't already. So a per cap is a allocated amount of casino funds, or if you guys make money other ways, but tribal funds that is given to you just for being a red-blooded native. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can work your normal whatever that we all do, get you $2,000, and then also you are going to get a $2,000 because your grandparents were decimated, right? Your people were raped and savagized and destroyed. Anyways, that's the life there. So every single month, same day, everybody gets like a lot of money, not a little bit of money like in the hood on the 1st and the 15th. Everybody gets a minimum $2,000. Some people are getting their trust fund installments. Just picture a small community, right? There's not a lot of them, like 2,000 people that are all getting like, you know, like $300K to split every month. And they weren't raised how to do anything with that money on purpose, by the way, by their own people, the people who run the tribe, the chiefs. They keep the people in the dark, you know, so they can make more money, obviously. Honestly, to be honest with you, it probably ends out better. What they do is they take that casino money and they play in the stock market through the year. You know, they're moving it around. They're making short buys. They're making money. And then your kid, you look at his allocation of funds at the end of the year, and you're like, oh, snap. Boom, $100,000 extra on the nigga's head. It's insane. That's the lifestyle, right? So picture that. There's trucks. There's liquor, there's drugs, there's loose women, there's old culture, but no morals. And It's fast, it's fun, and it's dangerous. I did that, and it wasn't even. I wouldn't even say it was a good idea. I didn't come up at the end. I mean, I had a good experience, right? Because she was an older woman. You know, we spent a lot of money. We did a lot of nice things. It was a lavish, adulterous experience, but I didn't work. I didn't make any money. I didn't come up, bro. I could have married her. I would have had a per cap, been a good husband, gotten a job on the reservation, working at the casino. I didn't do any of that. I could have been booming in the community. But, I mean, that's why things happen. I mean, when you're young, you know, you do that. And it's funny because I live my life like that now, you know? And that's kind of like why I'm here. And I respect a lot of people in my community, and I feel like a lot of people like me in my community now. But man, I wish I could have implemented it in such a culturally and resource-rich place with people that could definitely use help instead of hurt. You know what I mean? What I did there didn't help. I helped the hurt. I was like, ooh, you want to blow money? Let's blow this money. But, you know, I grew up, my mother is an institution financial planner. She's a stockbroker. I understand how to, invest your money. And they have so much money. If somebody could just invest a little bit for them that they couldn't touch, they could blow all the rest. You know what I mean? They could do all the dummy stuff they do, and they'd still, at least at minimum, at the end of the day, not die from an overdose because they have nothing, you know? And, yeah, that's the saddest aspect of it, is like so many of their kids just drink or drug themselves or drive their brand new Ford F-150, 250 into a truck, into a something. It's it happens so much because it's like, picture this. They're like, you're growing up like a little badass kid and you're like poor. They're all poor, right? Because their moms ain't shit. They're all grown up poor. And then you finally become an adult and then boom, someone's like, hey, here's $100,000. Do whatever you want. No one to guide you. There's no like tribal council to go meet with like financial planners. Yeah. There's no like small business, Michigan. They don't got none of that they give us. There's no Oakland County Thrive. There's no nonprofit. They say, take the profit and go. And it's not bad. I mean, respect, whatever. We are all adults. Maybe it's not a bad thing. But if you are not the educated native and you are now with all that cash, I'm telling you one thing. You about to spend it. You about to buy shit. You about to get high. You're about to get wasted. You're going to spend a lot of money on your friends and on your res dogs, and they're going to blow through as much of it as they can. They're even going to bring up all the money they're going to spend on you when they get their res check. But reality check, kid. You're just going to blow all the money. And then a lot of times die. And that's just statistics. Like you look up Native American men, the average lifespan, I think, for the Pokagon tribe, I think it's 64. And like the median overall is like 54. That's insane. That's like what the United States was in the Great Depression, before the Great Depression, dude. Like it's self-inflicted at this point, but it's from a deep, real wound that was inflicted by not us, not me, because I'm Dominican. And my dad's a German immigrant. You sick fucks. You guys did it. You guys took their land. You gave them smallpox. You killed them all. And it's your fault. Not me, bro. Not me. My dad's a good white. Actually, my great uncle was the mayor of Nuremberg, 1954. Look it up. Look it up. That's right. And I know. Oh, you think it's because? Oh, Nuremberg. No, not Nazi. No, the opposite. So look up 1954. He took power after the Nazis were subjugated. He actually was put into a concentration camp for 2 years with the Jews. So my bloodline, you know what I mean? We about the people. But some people in America definitely did. Like, it's so hard when you go over there and you see what it's like with the like they're just so sad, and you definitely can't say like don't be sad, because they really have come from like just the worst stuff, dude. Like, so some Canadian like res people I know over there, they like take your kid at 3 and they put them in this weird school where they cut their hair and make them do all white people shit. You don't get your kid back till they're like 16. Sometimes you don't get them back at all. They like go into military schools, and that's like total commonplace there. But you want to know what else was commonplace? Underneath a Catholic school, they found 3,000 unmarked child graves. Look it up, y'all. That's real deal, man. They found dead children there. Wonder what happened. I don't really know. I honestly don't. I like to just kind of pull at the child thing, though, because so many of you single moms that watch the show, y'all got the kids. So I feel like it kind of, you watch the true crime bullshit. Fucking second biggest podcast in America, dude. Y'all love that, dude. Same story over and over. Huh? How does it end? They die. You know what I mean? Y'all love it. Love it. Give them all the money. So I thought I'd kind of tiptoe into that territory of pulling your little heartstrings, your little thoughts. But yeah, dude. 2024. We're finally here, and we're finally bringing it. And I told you guys.
I told you, 2024, I was going to come and bring the muscle. I was really going to squeeze it out.
I'm kidding. But I was going to bring the Randy Savagery show way better. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be bringing it better and better year after year. You know what I mean? I think y'all forget. This is like it's going to mark like 3rd year, 2.5 year. I got to look it up. It's not as long as I thought. I think I filed my LLC 2021 April, you know? And I know people have been in a lot longer, ain't got my numbers, but, you know, I'm cute as hell. I'm captivating. I tell it how it is. I really bring on the opposites of me's, you know what I mean? I'll bring a trans. I'll bring a Mexican. I'll bring a goddamn dog. I'll bring a dog on and talk to him. You know what I mean? While I'm petting him, shit like that. All right, guys. You make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This episode, Comedy Podcast Hub, Pontiac, Michigan, Randy Savagery Show. Yours truly. Peace.